Welcome back. All right, take a listen, take a look. Let's get some more progress in for this medicine bag. Let's do it.
We went to sleep. Tomorrow, he said, when you come home, it will be time to give you the medicine bag.
Ooh.
I felt a hard squeeze from where my heart is supposed to be and was scared. But I answered, "Okay, Grandpa." All night, I had weird dreams about thunder and lightning on a high hill. From a distance, I heard the slow beat of a drum. When I woke up in the morning, I felt as if I hadn't slept at all. At school, it seemed as if the day would never end, and when it finally did, I ran home. Grandpa was in his room, sitting on the bed. The shades were down, and the place was dim and cool. I sat on the floor in front of Grandpa, but he didn't even look at me. After what seemed a long time, he spoke. "I sent your mother and sister away. What you will hear today is only for your ears. What you will receive is only for your hands." He fell silent. I felt shivers down my back. "My father, in his early manhood," Grandpa began, "made a vision quest to find a spirit guide for his life. You cannot understand how it was in that time, when the great Teton Lakota were first made to stay on the reservation. There was a strong need for guidance from Wakantanka, the Great Spirit, but too many of the young men were filled with despair and hatred. They thought it was hopeless to search for a vision when the glorious life was gone, and only the hated confines of a reservation lay ahead. But my father held to the old ways. He carefully prepared for his quest with a purifying sweat bath, and then he went alone to a high butte top to fast and pray. After 3 days, he received his sacred dream, in which he found, after long searching, the white man's iron. He did not understand his vision of finding something belonging to the white people, for in that time, they were the enemy. When he came down from the butte to cleanse himself at the stream below, he found the remains of a campfire and broken shell of an iron kettle. This was a sign that reinforced his dream. He took a piece of the iron for his medicine bag, which he had made of elk skin years before, to prepare for his quest. He returned to his village, where he told his dream to the wise old men of the tribe. They gave him the name Iron Shell, but they did not understand the meaning of the dream either. At first, Iron Shell kept the piece of iron with him at all times, and believed it gave him protection from the evils of those unhappy days. Then a terrible thing happened to Iron Shell. He and several other young men were taken from their homes by the soldiers and sent to a boarding school far from home. He was angry and lonesome for his parents and for the young girl he had wed before he was taken away. At first, Iron Shell resisted the teacher's attempts to change him, and he did not try to learn. One day, it was his turn to work in the school's blacksmith shop. As he walked into the place, he knew that his medicine had brought him there to learn and work with the white man's iron. Iron Shell became a blacksmith and worked at the trade when he returned to the reservation. All his life, he treasured the medicine bag. When he was old and I was a man, he gave it to me. Grandpa quit talking, and I stared in disbelief as he covered his face with his hands. His shoulders shook with quiet sobs. I looked away until he began to speak again. I kept the bag until my son, your mother's father, was a man and had to leave us to fight in the war across the ocean. I gave him the bag, for I believed it would protect him in battle. But he did not take it with him. He was afraid he would lose it. He died in a faraway land. Again, Grandpa was still, and I felt his grief around me. My son, he went on after clearing his throat, had no sons, only one daughter, your mother. So the medicine bag must be passed to you. He unbuttoned his shirt, pulled out the leather pouch, and lifted it over his head. He held it in his hand, turning it over and over, as if memorizing how it looked. In the bag, he said as he opened it and removed.
Nice work, everybody. Nice work.